And the world's richest man, Elon Musk, who set the cat among the pigeons just an hour ago by saying that his Twitter acquisition deal is on hold amidst certain clarifications on the number of fake accounts existing on Twitter. Elon Musk has now tweeted that he is still committed to the acquisition. A bit of an afterthought, but this is probably because of the kind of shockwaves that this may have sent, right through the financial system, with the Tesla and SpaceX CEO now clarifying that he is committed to the acquisition of Twitter, a social media giant that he is coughing up $44 billion for. Earlier, just about a couple of hours ago, Elon Musk had sort of sent out the first shockwave by announcing that the entire deal had been put on hold pending the calculation of the number of fake accounts on Twitter, which are said to be under 5%. So, assessing whether this is actually the case, he had said that until we get a verification on whether this is actually the case, we are putting the Twitter deal on hold. But now he has said he is still committed to the acquisition. What does it really mean? What kind of impact could this have on the deal, such as it is? What kind of impact could this have on stocks of Elon Musk companies and other, companies on the stock markets is something that we're going to get into in just a moment. But the big drama, the affair that Elon Musk is having with Twitter is turning out to be a minute-by-minute pot boiler. Only a few weeks ago, the world's richest man announced that he's paying $44 billion for Twitter as part of a hostile takeover that turned out to be an all-cash deal. $44 billion, making it one of the largest tech acquisitions in the history of tech acquisitions of this kind. Elon Musk today saying that he has put the deal on hold, and then an hour later saying that he is committed, still committed to the acquisition of Twitter. Whether the terms are going to change, whether anything about this entire deal changes, is it in peril of being called off altogether, are all tantalizing questions at this time. But the cloud over the Twitter deal has just darkened a little bit in the last few hours, and it's all come straight from the horse's mouth. Elon Musk, the man who himself stands to become the owner of the social media giant. These are not sources on Wall Street. These are not sources on the New York Stock Exchange. It's Elon Musk, a man who, pretty much says anything he wants to on Twitter, revealing that the deal is on hold. That itself has quaked the entire system. It has certainly quaked Twitter itself. There have been reactions after reactions. Many analysts are wondering whether this is the first sign that there's trouble in this entire deal, and it could be all downhill from here. And perhaps sensing, all the speculation over whether this deal is going to collapse, Elon Musk has said that he is still committed to this acquisition. It doesn't get bigger than this, viewer. Twitter has millions of users here in India as well, and millions of users around the world. So what happens to this social media giant that is used extensively in politics and every walk of life is going to be important to each and every one of us, whether you're on Twitter, not on Twitter. This is a soap opera of the biggest billion-dollar kind that is playing out live on Twitter. Abha Bakaya has been tracking this high drama very, very closely. Abha, what's going on? It looks like Elon Musk, sensed that the first tweet saying the deal is on hold, kind of quaked the system. Got a lot of people really nervous about whether the deal is going to go downhill and unravel from here. So he obviously thought it necessary to issue that clarification saying he's still committed.
Saying he's still committed. He likes to play, doesn't he, Shiv?
Yeah.
He really does. And if you look back at the timeline, he's really played with sentiment in terms of his tweets. But let's just remind our viewers right now, this is a $44 billion deal, and he has to play $1 billion if the deal doesn't go through. Now, that may be small change for Elon Musk, but there are, certain conditions attached to this deal going through. Now, what he said is, amongst all the recent things that he said post deciding he's going to take over Twitter, he's trolled top lawyer Vijay Gade, he's criticized the platform's past decisions, talked about too much control on the platform, and now the latest is he wants to be clear that the spam accounts or bots are less than 5%. That's the latest that has come up now, and that's the latest tweet that he's put out as well. Now, for Twitter, however, I mean, it's not completely downhill. It's a huge deal, of course. Yeah. But Elon Musk, given how volatile he's been and how he continues to change his mind, every other day, it will seem a little, kind of reassuring if they have a clear decision. Now, the deal is likely to go through over the next few weeks or months, and now Elon Musk himself reconfirming that he's committed to it. But in the meanwhile, he's keeping everyone on tenterhooks with the kind of conditions that he keeps coming up with. Now he's holding it, saying that calculation will depend that on spam or fake accounts having to be less than 5%. He's already talked about wanting to kill spam bots. He's talked about that. He's talked about how he's against permanent bans on the platforms, leading to huge debate about whether or not Donald Trump will make his big comeback on Twitter. He's been yelling about free speech forever. In fact, that's probably why he stood back from taking a board seat with his 9% and decided to instead take over all of Twitter altogether, as we've all seen this play out. And he's categorically said that the ban on Trump was morally wrong and that he would reverse it. There has been a lot of speculation about the management reshuffle at Twitter as well, but for the moment, all of that is speculative. We don't have any clarity as to really what he's going to do when he finally officially takes charge and takes over the platform.